Today I am going to talk about green tea, Japanese green tea. There are two types of Japanese green tea that are premium. One is, everybody knows, is matcha. Another type of green tea that's good but not so popular is Hojicha. Today I am going to show you how to make Hojicha green tea latte. For those that do not know, what is Hojicha? Hojicha is a Japanese green tea that is roasted to up to 1,000 degrees, making it roasted Japanese green tea, and the color is brown. The process of making Hojicha green tea latte and matcha green tea latte is the same. The benefits of Hojicha is that it is roasted up to 1,000 degrees, making it theoretically decaffeinated. So for me, I love Hojicha. My go-to whenever I feel like not having coffee nor chocolate, and this is in between. The process of making the tea latte for both of these is quite the same, but today I'm going to show you two different ways which you can use to make your Hojicha green tea latte and matcha green tea latte. For the ingredients, very simple. I am going to use my tea and I'm going to use sugar syrup to sweeten the drink just a little bit. If you don't like it sweet, you can skip the sugar syrup. If you'd like it to be flavored, you can also use caramel, white chocolate, vanilla, whatever you fancy. And for the milk, you can use any milk of choice. You can use oat milk. This is quite popular with oat milk. Also soy milk or any plant-based milk. But today I am going to use fresh milk, and this is full cream milk. Okay, let's start with the first drink. For the recipes today, I'm going to use 16 ounces cups. To make a ceremonial Hojicha green tea latte, I'm going to use my bowl, which has a spout. I prefer it with a spout so that when I pour it into my cup of milk, it can give you that beautiful layer. I'm going to use a matcha whisk, and I'm going to dip it in hot water just to make sure it's clean. And I have here a whisk stand, which is very useful to keep your whisk in shape. Now I'm going to need a strainer because Hojicha tea is not powder, it is ground leaves. And I'm also going to use a nut here so that I can use this to shake my powder left and right and let all the powder strained into my matcha bowl. I'm going to need a scale. So for this 16 ounce cup, I'm going to use 5 grams of my Hojicha tea. Okay, so there you go. Now, what I'm going to do here is not to use water, but I'm going to use milk to dissolve my powder. So I'm going to set it to 0 again, and I'm going to add just about 30 ml of milk. Make sure everything is completely dissolved. Check by swirling the bowl and nothing is left underneath. Okay, there you go. I'm going to rinse my whisk here. I'm going to use the scale again. This time I'm going to assemble everything into my cup. Set it to 0. I'm going to add my sugar syrup, which in this case I'm just going to add about 1 teaspoon, not too sweet, which is about 5 ml or 5 ml. Okay, that's about 6, so that's fine. A little bit of sweetener there. And then I'm going to add my milk. I'm going to bring this up to 120 or half a cup. Now what I'm going to do, because I put some sugar there, I put some sugar syrup just there to combine the sugar syrup with the milk, and now we're going to add ice. Fill your cup with ice, and now we're going to pour the Hojicha mix over. Pour it slowly so that you get that layer on top. But Hojicha seems to be heavy, so it goes down to the bottom of your drink. Okay, this is your Hojicha tea latte. So that's how you make your Hojicha green tea latte using the ceremonial process. And the color is not quite coffee, not quite chocolate. is very distinct. It's almost like grayish color. Now, how does it taste like? And it's of course perfect. With a little bit of sweetness there because I add some sugar syrup. It is almost like a powdery taste, but not that bad powdery taste. It gives you that satisfaction of having something which is healthy, especially it's just milk, hojicha, and just very tiny bit of the sugar syrup. If I were to take this on a regular basis, I would say that I would skip the sugar syrup and I wouldn't even consider adding any flavor to this like caramel. Vanilla might be perfect, white chocolate might still be okay, but take it plain and simple and you get a perfectly delicious hojicha green tea latte. Up next, we're going to make our matcha green tea latte, but for this I am going to use a different method. So I'm not going to use my matcha bowl, I am going to use my electric milk frother to make a creamy matcha mix here, and we're going to pour it on top of our milk. I'm also going to use the same proportion. This time I am not going to use water either. I'm going to use milk to melt or dissolve my matcha powder in this mix. So let's go ahead and make it. Very similar procedure. I'm going to use 5 grams of a matcha green tea, but this time I'm going to use 60 ml of milk. Dissolve the matcha in the milk using a matcha whisk, and then froth the mixture so that it gets thicker and creamier. Fill your cup with ice and then add your sugar syrup, about 5 to 10 ml. Combine the milk and the sugar syrup and then pour your slightly thicker matcha mixture over. As you can see, the texture of the matcha is a little bit thicker than if you just use plain matcha whisk. So this is our matcha green tea latte using a combination of the whisk and the milk frother. Now it's time for me to try my matcha. Do you really have to go through that process of using the matcha whisk and then using a milk frother to make sure it's creamier? The process is just longer, but what is the effect on the taste? To start with, the effect on the texture of the drink, it's that it is creamier. It's because the foam in the milk is making it a little bit thicker, so a little bit more texture there. Let's find out how it tastes like. I love the taste of this, maybe because it is sweet. If you're making this for commercial purpose, I would say use sugar syrup, but if you're making this for home, you can adjust the sweetness level. This one is not very sweet at all. I love the taste of this. 2 variations of Japanese green tea, equally good and easy to make. You can use the same ceremonial process. In this video clip, I have made some variation to it. Instead of dissolving my green tea in water, 30 ml of water to 45 ml, I dissolved it in milk, resulting in, I would say, a thicker texture of the milk. But the process of making this too, I changed the way I did it with the matcha green tea, using a combination of the ceremonial process with the addition of using the milk frother. Did it change the texture of the milk? Yes, it did. Slightly more creamy and more texture than just using the matcha whisk. But personally, I prefer just using the matcha whisk over any other method of preparing matcha and hojicha, just because it gives you that light texture, and that's exactly what I'm looking for when I would like to have either hojicha or matcha green tea. Try hojicha green tea latte as a substitute for your matcha green tea latte. Make it alternate once in a while so you get some different flavors as well. That's all I would like to share with you today. If you have any questions about any of these recipes, do let me know. The recipes are also in my book, All Things Milk Tea. If you would like to get a copy, details are in the description box below. It is also available on Amazon worldwide. If you have any questions, do comment below. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for more of these video tutorials. In the meantime, stay safe, stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.